Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our 2-week hiatus, ready to do it again. We are the rest of the field. My name is Jason Gorman with Chris Weiler, Deac, and Ben Christensen. It's good to be back. Let's see if we remember how to do this. We'll jump right into everything, but before we get to what's on Deac's Dome, we're just happy to be back. We're happy to see that there were some people out there, some listeners that were calling on us. They were asking, "Hey, what's going on? When are you guys going to put something new out?" And so it made us feel the love. And so here we are after 2 weeks off. We had the 4th of July holiday and another week, which it worked out for me. I was on vacation, so I'm back at it, and so is everybody else. We're all excited to be here. So let's transfer that excitement to what's on Deac's Dome. So Deac, what's going on the top of your head this week?
I have a Dallas Mavericks 80s into the 90s logo retro snapback hat.
Oh, not even mesh, just
yeah.
That's a
So, and then I have a white collared button-up short sleeve. That's a Sunday edition family pictures church shirt. Looking crisp, I like it. And the reason, I got the Mavs hat. Most of my hats, I'll just throw out there right now, I got at Lids. This was definitely a buy one, get one half off deal. Just love the retro logo. And I wanted to wear it today. Saw some funny videos of Luka Doncic kicking the ball in. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he kicked in a half-court shot or something like that. And I want Mark Cuban to run for president.
Oh, wow. I think you've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, let's go around the horn here. Ben, what are we doing? 5-star again. See, this is where we're going to have that little our 2-week hiatus is really going to screw us up, but I think it's a 5-star scale. What are you going
5
with?
So we're done with thumbs.
Yeah, no thumbs. So
okay,
you can leave your one thumb where it's at right now, Ben.
I'll give it a 4-star then. I like the old school Mavs hat. I'm okay with the outfit that goes with it. I understand coming from the family pictures, so I like it. Could be a little bit better, but I mean it is what it is for an old school hat.
Okay, Chris.
I'm gonna go 4.1. I actually think it looks fresh with the button up for some reason. I don't believe anything about the story. Somehow I feel like you just grabbed it from the back shelf and threw it on, and I'm not sure if you really, maybe just linked it together with the Luka photos. But anyways, I think it's a fresh look, and I love the logo, so I think you did great. But story, I doubt. I don't know.
Well, I did as soon as I saw it, I grabbed it from the shelf. And as soon as I saw the Mavericks logo, I thought of Cuban and Doncic. So that's the story.
I got
so
you.
I'm going to dock them a little bit more than you guys have. I'm going 3.5. And so some insider information. When we all logged on to do this, Deac didn't have a hat on, which is not the case any other time we do this. So he was definitely scrambling. It was one of those things where he didn't finish his homework the night before, and he's trying to finish it while the teacher's taking roll call to begin the class. So I have to dock him a little bit. I do like the hat. I mean, if I was just rating the hat, it would be much higher, but the whole process that went into it, I'm going to dock him a little bit. So 3.5 there.
I think that's fair.
Chris, where did your
very honest?
Where did your 0.1 come in? Where did I get that?
I've never rated a flat 3, 4, 2, anything. I've given I have the scale written down of what I've given. We can share with the group or our fans at some point. We'll give them an update.
I like it. So that's
considering the circumstance. I'm okay with these scores.
All right. Yeah. I mean, hey, it was last minute. We've had a couple weeks off. I thought maybe you'd put 2 weeks of thought into it and come up with something really special, but apparently you did the exact opposite, which is also fine. So that was our back from 2 weeks. What's on Deac's Dome? Let's take a trip down memory lane now. a while back, we did do a sports movie draft. We got a lot of feedback online of the movies we missed, and we can't believe, this movie was drafted or this movie wasn't drafted, because there's literally so many sports movies out there. And I wish we would have. Let me show the results, and then I got a little bit more on this. So VCR 1, which was Happy Gilmore, Sandlot, Remember the Titans, and Moneyball, which I believe is Chris. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I was 2, Ben was 3, and Deac was 4. And so I was in second place. Looks like Deac was in third, and then Ben in fourth. So Chris, congratulations on your win here. You ran away with this one. What do you think was the movie that put it over the top for you to really run away with it?
I think it was just a combination. A lot of memorable moments in my movies. So I kind of had just more of a core 4, where you guys kind of on your fourth one or third one might have geared off towards the actual something you might like compared to just maybe popular vote. So yeah. I don't know. But
I think Sandlot, we're summer. Sandlot's been on, sure, recently, and it's kind of that summertime baseball movie. Everybody can throw that back to when they were a kid watching that for the first time. I think that was the one that maybe really set you over, because I don't think the rest of us have that movie like, oh, I remember watching that as a kid. You know what I mean? Just looking at the rest of them, the Sandlot's the one that, like, baseball fan or not, everybody saw the Sandlot. Just my take.
Yeah.
So one of our listeners, Jake Halloran, he's over in Minnesota, a buddy of Ben and I, back at Winona State University, and he actually threw out a good idea, which I wish we would have done, where we could have done, God, how did he say it? I think it was where we could have done four drafts, because there's so many sports movies, and then you eliminate the ones that are chosen each time, and then we take the winning squads of each one. So in this case, we'd take Happy Gilmore, Sandlot, Remember the Titans, Moneyball, and then we would take the next 4 movies from the next draft. We do 4 of those drafts, and then we draft from those 16 overall winners, and then we kind of put together a more complete list. Now, obviously, we'd be eliminating some classics here for sure. But it was an interesting idea, because, I mean, there's so many sports movies that there were people that were chiming in like, can't believe you didn't put this one in there. And I was like, looking at the list, there's no way that the movie they suggested would fit in. Like, I just, everybody has their personal favorites, but the list is, and there's more sports movies currently coming out. So I think this will always be a fun draft, and one that we can come back on and maybe eliminate these that we picked and then do it all over again. So it was just an interesting take that Jake had, that I thought, yeah, that actually would be pretty cool to have kind of an elimination, and then, the one we did the final draft, Chris wouldn't have those 4 teams. They'd maybe be split up or those 4 movies, they maybe be split up amongst the 4 of us. So it would really kind of give us a better look at things. But so that was our sports movie draft results. We also did an athlete with no championship draft results. This one, I was team 1. I'm going to need some help here. I think Ben was team 4 with the double berries. Is that right?
Oh, that was me.
Deac was team 4.
Oh, that's Deac. So who's 2 and 3?
Team 2 with the
I was
Utah.
3.
Okay, well that solves it then. So Chris was 2, Ben 3, Deac 4. The result
Chris
was
3,
there.
Ben 2.
Whatever, guys. So specific. It was forever ago. I snuck this one out over, I don't know what you guys said, Chris or Ben, one of you two. Deac was in 3rd place, and then Chris or Ben was in 4th.
Wrong again.
How?
You were first. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
He was right.
Thank you. Yeah, put your thumb back where you had it.
Yeah. He went
All
off
right.
camera. He was so sad.
Ben's gone. He just left. He's still mad about it.
Sorry. Peace out.
He's taking it hard. I was surprised by this. I liked my first 2, and I think Ewing was a solid 4th pick. I didn't know if LT would hurt me or not. He's more than deserving to be on the list. It's just name notoriety, how many people know Ladanian. It's even tough to say. Tomlinson, LT. So I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Team 2 was right there, and actually Deac wasn't too far behind either. So that wraps up our drafts from a couple weeks ago. We also had a Twitter poll question, and that was just before the MLB came out with their announcement. So 72.2% of us did think correctly that there would be a season. Well, it remains to be seen, right?
Let's keep this TBA here.
Yeah, they're still in the early stages of their camps or spring training, whatever you want to call it. But we'll see how it goes when we get closer to game time. But that's a couple weeks away now. I want to say they came out
25th,
and said,
I think.
Yeah, the Brewers' first game was a couple weeks away against the Cubs. So looking forward to that as a big baseball fan, and just to have some sports back. So that Twitter poll question was a little more timely than we thought it would be at the time that we first ran it. So what we are going to do this week, instead of doing a Twitter poll question, which when we were originally going to do one around the 4th of July, the Twitter poll question was simply, do you like fireworks? And I want to go quickly around the horn. Ben, do you like fireworks, yes or no?
Yes.
Chris?
Sure.
Deac?
Hard no.
Yeah, I'm with Deac on that. Definite no. You've seen them once, you've seen them all. It's different now with kids because you have to kind of like fake enjoy it with them. If your kids are into them, but God almighty, is it just, to me, it's boring. And then you got the knob down the street who decides to set them off at midnight, not with everybody else at 10:30 or whatever, because they wanted to be different and just wake everybody up.
It's brutal.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had to unfortunately get rid of our dog. Our dog destroyed our house twice because of fireworks. Twice we weren't here. Once was sort of our fault. It was New Year's Eve. I guess we should have maybe thought there might be some fireworks, but that ended in a flood of our entire first level of our home. So we had to get all of our floors replaced on the entire first level. Second time, the dog just ripped up a bunch of door frames, basically trying to get out. But that was just a random Sunday. I want to say it was just a day that we went over to the in-laws to have dinner and came back, and it was a mess. So for her own good, we had to rehome her. So she's in a better place now with her new owners. But yeah, it was all due to fireworks. So I would be okay if we didn't have to see fireworks again. So
hey, JT.
Yo, go ahead.
Can I want to run over the numbers for the drafts.
Yeah, because I got to figure out a way to draw.
Chris has one
spots.
Chris has 1-5. Jason has 1-5.
Oh yeah.
Deac has 1-4. Ben has 1-3. Bum, bum, bum.
Way to go, Ben.
If Jason's doing something, what is the deal with Major League Baseball saying they're going to test people every other day? And the guys now are saying that they got tested once they got to their stadiums and basically haven't been tested since. So they're going on like 9 and 10 days that they got the initial test and that's it.
I would like to think that very few people or players have waited 9 days. Like, I don't know the facts around it, I guess. So tough to say, but I would think it was just because they said it was because of the holiday, which, again, it's baseball, makes no sense. Probably the worst GM in sports, but I don't think they're going 9 days right now collectively. If they are, they're by far the worst. That's
just what Chris Bryant was saying, that him and a couple teammates in the Cubs.
Yeah, so
hopefully it's not league wide, but I would assume they're getting tested every day now. So
I mean, the basketball tournament's got it down. I mean, let's go here, Major League Baseball.
Prove my point here, Christensen.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep, in the bucket. Here goes Deac.
That's the last pick.
Here goes Chris. And here goes Ben. So
for
our
tournament, though, that's fun. I'm glad that went. Enjoyed watching that. TBT.
Is it over?
No.
No, Final Four, I think.
Yeah.
Ish.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
never
what
really
golf
watched
tournament
it.
are we doing here?
The Memorial. Next weekend. And they're playing at the same golf course that the field is playing at. They're finishing up today. So in Dublin, Ohio. So what is it, Muirfield or whatever? Let me switch so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. So this is for, what are we doing, last pick?
Sure.
Ben, do you have a Dublin joke?
You see that? That says Ben, last pick.
No?
Sure did.
I have a joke, but I don't know if it's appropriate.
I know you got a couple of Dublin jokes.
You must be from Ireland.
I got two stuck together here, sticky notes. That one says Deac, third. And so for the second pick, Chris. Weird, I got first pick again. So we'll throw those all back in there for...
Interesting, you got first pick again, right, guys?
Hey, this was Mr. Angry Pants on Twitter, Dave Steinbach. He came up with the suggestion, so that's what we've been doing. So if you want to complain to big old Dave. All right. So let's see.
I just want a Dublin joke from Ben.
Oh, Ben is really stingy with his jokes.
Yeah, nothing clean. Sorry.
Yeah, because we are such a clean show here.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get this up here. Can you guys see this? I went through the whole show.
No, not yet.
You can't see the screen?
Nope.
There we go. You guys see that?
Yes.
Cool. So that's how it looks. Me, Chris, Deac, Ben. We are picking two golfers like we did a few weeks ago. We're going with overall money earnings. So it's obviously best if you guys make the cut, and then typically your top finishers. But it could be something where somebody finishes high and somebody finishes relatively low or misses the cut, and that person may not win because somebody else has two middle of the pack guys. So I think I have to go with Tiger just because he said he would be in this tournament. So I'm going to go with Tiger Woods with the number one pick because I doubt he would last all the way back to me at the last pick. So Chris, you have the number two pick. Who are you going with? Are you going with somebody who's not playing this weekend at the course, or are you going with that, that thinking that maybe they got a little bit more practice?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm trying to find lists of people who for sure have committed to this tournament and just want to make sure I get somebody that plays because that would really hurt my chances.
Yeah, I mean, and we could maybe do something where we if somebody tests positive or something like that or withdraws, that we can let that person pick somebody on, say, Wednesday if new news comes out between now and then.
For sure.
I was looking.
I'm
on the memorialtournament.com, and they have a full list of 2020 competitors. Now, whether or not they all stay in, I don't know. But if you guys want to check that out, unfortunately, it's listed by last name, so it's a little tough to go through everybody.
Gotcha. Well, I see Bryson's coming back, so I'm gonna go with DeChambeau. First pick.
Is he in the tournament this weekend?
He was not playing this weekend, no.
Good pick, though. I was going to take him, and he's due, I think.
He just won last week.
He just won a tournament last weekend.
Yeah, but he's still due.
Beat Matt Wolf.
Yeah, I think he's been top 10 every tournament he's played in since they returned to play. So he's been hot.
Straight arms.
Well, since he jacked up.
Sweet arms?
Straight.
Oh.
He's got like the straight arm swing.
He's got those one length irons for everything.
Ben would know. Ben knows far too much for the average golfer that he is. Deac, you have the number 3 pick now. DeChambeau swiped from underneath it. Who are you going with?
I'm just going to defend Ben on that last comment. Lots of people know about that, for DeChambeau, about his irons, but got your back on that one, Ben.
Thanks,
Well,
Holmes. Appreciate it.
Whether or not Chris knows, there's one person in this group that doesn't know that doesn't care to know that.
I'm going DJ. This is my guy. I probably pick him every time we do this. If somebody doesn't, he's got to win sometime again. He's too good.
He just won a couple weeks ago as well.
He actually won the tournament right before Bryson. So good pick,
There's
dude.
a-
But I'm glad you're on top of sports here. I know you got kids.
Oh yes, but
I'm not.
let's throw some shade on me because I didn't know that DeChambeau has one length irons for all of his irons. But the last couple tournaments, you have no idea who won.
Nope. I wasn't throwing
I
shit
didn't know-
on you. I was defending Ben.
Well, and at the same time, shade was thrown my way. It's okay. I'll take it. I can take it. Ben, you have the luxury of back-to-back picks, which I think in a two-man draft, this is a great spot to be.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm
Thanks.
going to take Justin Thomas with the first one.
I'm guessing because he's playing so well currently.
Boy, he is due.
Well, if he wins today, then he may not be due for next week. But he's playing well, and obviously, if it's at the same location, he's got that going for him.
Pretty sure it's over. I was watching it before we got on here today, and he was at neg 21.
I've got it on right now. They're in the second hole of the playoff.
Yeah.
Whoa, who caught him?
Colin Morikawa. JT actually bogeyed 18 to drop down into a tie. And then he drained about a 50-footer for birdie on the first playoff hole, and Colin made about a 15 to 20-footer to go to the second. So it's been an exciting overtime here.
Yeah, just by your voice, I can sense the excitement.
Yes. Trying not to get too much into it.
Super
I'll take Rory for the comeback. I think he's got to improve a little bit off of what he's been doing lately.
Rory McIlroy. Solid pick, Ben.
Thank you.
You get Rory McIlroy here on your list. Ben picking Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy.
You get a good golf announcer voice there. If you talk like that.
Well, I think I don't know, Deac. You could either agree or disagree. It comes with having kids, where you really need to learn how to whisper talk a lot. So.
One thing I agree with having kids is you don't pay attention to who wins the golf tournaments.
Just the length of their irons.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. Well, we're back to Deac. You already have Dustin Johnson. Who's your second pick?
Well, I think this guy's due for a W. I'm going Harold Varner III.
Harold.
Okay. You're right. I don't think he's won in a year or two. Good pick.
Oh, Ben, that's your boy, right?
We actually saw him in North Carolina when we were at Pinehurst.
I know. That's why I said it.
Okay. Yep. Just bringing it up.
I brought it up. I was just
being specific.
confirming that was the guy.
Thanks for reminding me, Ben. I forgot about that.
I reminded you. Ben started to go back into his story about how he met Harold Varner III at Pinehurst, number 4. Chris, you have the 7th pick. Who are you going to go with?
We should start calling him Sir Ben Christensen.
Chris, you're up, man.
For Nick Faldo.
Yep. I know. I was trying to see if I could go with maybe somebody not quite as top heavy.
Sort of a dark horse.
A little bit more like middle of the pack, player, just to see if they play well. And I'm gonna go against that right away. We'll go with the guy who missed the cut last time he played, and we'll go with Koepka.
Koepka.
Brooks. Koepka. All right. So Chris has got Bryce Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. He's definitely got the most interesting named team. That takes it to me with the last pick. I'm checking the previous winners. And if I go back to 2010, we're looking at Justin Rose, Steve Stricker, Tiger Woods, Matt Kuchar, Hideki Matsuyama, David Lingmerth, William McGirt, Dirt McGirt, Jason Duffner, Bryson DeChambeau, and Patrick Cantley. And I believe Cantley played decent in the tournament right now.
Finish this week.
Yep. So I'm going to go with Patrick Cantley, last year's winner of the Memorial Tournament, and played this weekend. He definitely due. He was just working on his game for. Let's see how to spell it right. Yeah, Lay. All right. He was working on his game this tournament. He wasn't trying to win it. He was just trying to work on his game for the Memorial. So that rounds it out, our 2 golfer draft. We're going to have this on Twitter. You can decide who you think has the best chance of winning, but that is not going to determine our winners and losers of this, like our other drafts. That will come down to their overall money totals that they win in the Memorial Tournament next weekend. So that you can catch from Thursday to Sunday, assuming weather cooperates. I had Tiger Woods and Patrick Cantley. Chris, Bryson DeChambeau, and Brooks Koepka. Deac went with Dustin Johnson, Harold Varner III, and Ben has Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy. All right. I think everybody had some pretty solid squads there. Let me get this up there so everybody knows where we're at. There's a look at everything. But we're going into what else are you watching now? It's been a couple weeks. A lot has happened. So maybe you've cycled through a few shows. I can only see one person at a time. So I'm going to go with who I see right now, and that's Chris. So Chris, I guess what else have you been watching, or if you finished something in the last couple weeks since the last time we chatted? If there's a big recommendation out there, what is that?
No recommendations. What I've been watching, finishing up Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
Love it. We're in the final season, so it's great.
Yes.
Also watching Unsolved Mysteries, Netflix. Just got into the first few episodes.
Yep.
Always intriguing. Like, gets my mind going. So love that stuff.
Episode 2 is
Just
in the same city that Ben lives.
I thought that makes sense, actually.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's scary, actually. That's unfortunate, but I doubt it's the same. It was a while ago. But otherwise, honestly, I've been watching a lot of, European EPL soccer. So the Premier League, and then MLS just started this past week. So they're on every day as well. No, they're not shutting. I mean, they did have a game canceled this morning because somebody tested positive before the game. So
they cancel the entire game if one person tests positive?
Yeah, well, so they postpone it. So if anybody tests positive before the game starts within 1 hour, they postpone it, and so it'll be rescheduled, and that the team's going to more testing for the next 2 days.
Gotcha.
So if anybody else gets it, they have to go into quarantine, et cetera. Otherwise, if they test negative twice, they're able to continue and play in the next, when they reschedule it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, but it's great to have sports back. Love it.
Yeah. Hopefully we get more and more of it back here as we continue to ramp up while everything else sort of spirals out of control. But I guess we'll go to Deac next. Deac, what are you currently watching?
Not much of anything. The TBT I've been watching. So like Chris said, it's been nice to get some sports back. So that's the basketball tournament where it's an alumni. They try to get alumni from one school. I think and actually, in my opinion, I don't think you guys have watched that, but in my opinion, they're swaying a little farther off of that than I would like personally. I thought it was very cool the first couple of years that literally every team, every player was alumni. And
so you can still create your own team essentially.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of just now the majority of the teams are kind of just jumbled, mixed together people.
Gotcha.
They get together. And then otherwise I was watching, I got back into watching that All-American show on Netflix. And it's got me to actually recommend it now.
Ooh.
Season two is way better than season 1.
Now that they're 17 and not 16?
Yeah, they're seniors now.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's funny.
Other than that, I haven't been watching much of anything.
Okay. You guys had said that they're in the Final Four, so do you guys know the teams or the schools or like any big names that are representing those 4 teams?
I just know Marquette made it. They're alum.
Joe Johnson in Overseas Elite. Let me look quick here.
I did see Joe Johnson. Why is he playing with an overseas team? Just because you can play with whoever?
Yeah.
I got you.
This team is stacked, by the way. Overseas Elite. They should win the tournament. Definitely.
Oh, I can't. It doesn't come up for me.
Well, we'll ask Ben what he's watching. If you find it in the meantime, we'll check in after we talk to Ben here. So, Ben, what are you watching currently?
This week, actually, I started watching Entourage again. Hadn't watched that in a couple of years. Always thought that was a fun little show. So, going through, I think I'm on season 2 of that already.
Little show.
So, yeah, little show.
They made a movie out of it.
They did, yeah.
You can talk a little bit louder, Ben.
They're shorter seasons. They're only like 8 to 10 episodes, I believe, per season. So they go pretty quick. But
Ben, you can have fun. It's okay. We're all buddies here.
Last time I was on this thing, you said I was talking too loud, so I'm just trying to tone it down.
No, it's usually never you're talking. It's like you decide to scratch your arm or click your mouse or type on your keyboard, and it comes amplified to us. For whatever reason, your microphone picks up things that are further away from it, louder than your actual mouth. And maybe it's a beard thing. Maybe your beard is blocking the mouth, and then all the I think we're onto something here.
There you go.
You are totally practicing your golf announcer voice. It is spot on right now. I love it.
Yeah.
I've been watching Entourage, a little chill going. It's awesome.
Nice little show. Ooh, nice little stroke there. Useful shot. Oh, Ben. So did we find our 4 teams for the tournament?
Chris is gonna have to look. So I'll give you some knowledge here. You guys, obviously, but maybe for our viewers, I got a different job, so I changed career paths here. Not really career paths, but I'm working for a different company. And so now I'm using my wife's computer for this, and where she works, they have pretty strict internet policies. So I can't really get on much of anything to look at that stuff up.
That makes sense.
No, that doesn't. So the semifinals, we got Golden Eagles versus Red Scare.
So
I'll have to find out. Red Scare. Should we get some? I mean, let's go into this Red Scare team.
I'm guessing Miami of Ohio and Wally Zerbiak is leading the charge.
I know Wally's not in it. I think you're right about the team, though.
Really? I saw Marshall.
I'll look up some players, but the other side is Sideline Cancer versus Overseas Elite. I'll just try to look up some players here for us.
Overseas Elite's going to dominate that game.
And while you're looking that up, what I've been watching, I have noticed on Netflix there are some more Great British Baking Show. For whatever reason, they're not all together. I haven't watched any of them. I just noticed that they're there. So if I decide to, I know that it's something that I can click on. I did get through all of Unsolved Mysteries. Those are great. Creepy, super creepy still. I remember watching it as a kid. It's the background music or the theme song for the show is super creepy. They don't have the old guy announcing anymore. I'm guessing he's passed on by now. They do show like a silhouette of him in the beginning credits as like an homage to him. So still, it's a pretty good show. I think each one is shot by like different people, so it's not like, I think it was on USA back in the day, and it's not like they shoot them all. Each one has a different director, and it's like a little mini documentary. On my drive back to Wisconsin, I was watching Warrior Nun on Netflix, and I thought it was going to be absolutely terrible. It's actually not bad. It's sort of a sci-fi film based on these basically kick-ass nuns, and they protect. I don't want to go too deep into the detail in case anybody watches it, but they're protecting this thing, and one person has a halo, like an angel halo, and that gives them like special powers. They can heal and do all this other stuff. And it ends up being put in this regular civilian girl. And so it's kind of that juxtaposition between like, I'm just a normal person and these nuns want her to be somebody who she's not. And then they have to all fight in the same battle towards whatever. So it's actually pretty good. It sounds really ridiculous. The name is super ridiculous, but I say give it a shot. I definitely recommend it. Another show I watched was The Five. The Five is a Harlan Coben. I think I'm saying that. Yeah, The Five it's a little bit older. I've watched some of his other ones. He's got so he wrote the books, and they're now Netflix shows. And Safe is one that is the same lead guy from Dexter is in Safe, and then The Stranger is another one that's really good. So if you like The Five, or if you like Safe or The Stranger, there's some more of those out there that I would definitely recommend. Currently watching, I just switched over to our HBO account, and I am watching.
You're watching a lot of shows.
Yeah, how much do you watch, man? There's only 24 hours in a day. When do you sleep?
I drove for 14 hours straight, man. I had Netflix on. I was rolling through some shows as I was driving.
That's not very safe.
I was listening to them, not always watching, but I also drive
self-driving car, Deac. I mean,
all right, I got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, driving overnight, so there's not a lot of cars on the road. I'm not saying that it's safe and that I was glued to the screen, but I did get through quite a few episodes of stuff. I moved over to HBO, and I'm now watching Mason Penny, or Penny Mason. No, not Penny. Perry Mason, or Mason Perry. Either way, good. It's 3 episodes in. It's an old like 50s, 60s detective show. So that's pretty good. And then I started watching this documentary on sorry, I watch a lot of TV. I started watching this documentary. It's Patton, if you're familiar with the comedian Patton Oswalt, his wife is a true crime not novelist, but she's a true crime writer, and she had like podcasts and a true crime website people would go to see all of her stuff. And so it's all about her writings into the Golden State Killer, or what do they call him? It's East Area Rapist. So this guy that like raped over like 50 women and killed 10 plus people. So, but this one's true. So it's all about that. And I think she died at some point. I don't know if she was killed. So that's the part that I have to get to. But that's why I literally started that this afternoon. So that's what I'm currently watching. I recommend them all. And if anybody's got recommendations, please give them to me, because I run through shows pretty quickly.
I forgot the first two that you were watching already, because after the second 5 that came after.
Very understandable. Just rewind the pod and check and find out all the shows that we all are listening to.
I'm just glad you're done with the baking shows. I'm happy about that.
They're more they're more on hold than anything. Oh, I have been watching Million Pound Burger or something like that. It's a British show where they compete to open a restaurant. It's like Shark Tank for restaurants. And so you have three like startup like food truck type things that want a storefront restaurant, and they cook their best dish for these investors. The investors pick one that then person or people get to go do a sort of a soft opening, an actual restaurant. and then the investors get to learn more about it and decide if they want to invest in them to become a big restaurant in somewhere in London or something like that. Shark Tank for restaurants. So it's something like £1 Million Burger or £1 Million Restaurant or something. So still into the baking cooking shows. So, okay, I'm out of breath. Chris, please take it away. What else? Do we have any more info on those teams, or did you give up?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, no. So
Okay.
Red Scare is Dayton alumni. They play Golden Eagles, which are Marquette alumni. I saw a couple, maybe just one, maybe two Louisville guys on Dayton, so makes sense. But I figure, that's kind of
anybody like any big names that we would know or that our listeners would know?
Well, our listeners might recognize like Diamond Stone, who is actually not playing for Dayton, but so that didn't make sense. Actually, I thought he was for a second, but he plays for Sideline Cancer or for, Sideline Cancer. Sorry. So no, nothing that I really recognize as far as name recognition.
But Dieter's playing for Marquette, right?
He is. Is he actually playing though? Like I haven't watched the games necessarily.
Yeah, he plays like limited sparing minutes. I think he's the GM. So a lot of these, what they call the GMs, also play. So
I'm sure if you're fans of these teams, these are very recognizable names. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, most of
Marquette team, I recognize almost every name.
Almost all the guys at Marquette you would know.
Right.
Yeah. Us.
Yep. Joe Chapman, like you have Diener, you have Luke Fisher, guys that you just kind of grew up around us. Rousey, who just got done playing there. McNeil. Yeah.
So when is that game? When is that Dayton Marquette game?
July 12th. So that is
today.
Today. Both of them.
What time? We got times on those? Got to be prime time, I would think. Sorry for all the questions.
Is it good? Testing my internet quick.
I think they're in the afternoon.
Oh, so maybe you're already done?
No, 4 o'clock Central Time tip. I'm assuming it's Central Time with what it loads here, but 4 o'clock's on my list for the first game, and then 6 o'clock for the second game.
Awesome. So you guys can check. I don't know if we'll have the pod up by then, so this may be old news by the time those games start, but I'll try to get.
Do you still have the list up? I want to read the roster of Overseas Elite.
Yes.
I also heard that team is super stacked, and I just know that Joe Johnson's on the team. But every time I watch the games, the announcers always are like, I don't know how anybody's going to beat Overseas Elite.
So, like, name recognition, I mean, I think we might recognize 3 or 4 of these guys. But I think it's just all of them played overseas, obviously. So they played at a high level, and they have good players. It's just not, at the time, they probably just weren't developed in college or whatever the fact might be.
So who are the big ones?
Joe Johnson, Bobby Brown from Cal State Fullerton. You got Devon Balkman from Tennessee. Pooh Jeter from Portland. Michael Kaiser from Louisiana Tech. Xavier Silas from Northern Illinois. Sean Tatum from Auburn. And I don't even know, Raphael Putney from Massachusetts. So just a lot of random guys that must just have played a good career overseas.
Yeah.
Why didn't LaMelo and the Ball brothers get a squad in this?
I don't know enough about it. Deac, do you?
Well, those guys, I mean,
like I think you have to just submit a team and play.
LaMelo is going to get drafted.
Yeah.
His brother
is. His guys are in the league currently, yeah.
And Jello, I don't know. He's probably eating Jello. I'm not sure what he's doing, but.
Jello. All right. I think that does it for what else are you watching. So we'll go from there into our draft this week, which is best fast food restaurants. I don't know that there's really any criteria that we need to know other than that. It just has to be a fast food restaurant. If one comes up that's questionable, that you don't agree with, guys, you just have to bring it up. Deac, are you like looking out the window or what are you doing there?
Well, I saw my kid walking in the driveway and my 1-year-old just by himself, so.
Yeah, he's just
Fine.
Making
checking out the
we're
ladies.
right.
Can I just make a quick note? Like, we're talking about fast food chains in America, right? Like, as I look at fast food restaurants, we're just talking about a chain that's in every city, essentially, correct?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if there's one that is questionable, then if nobody
Regionally?
brings it up, huh?
Regionally, probably.
Everything is I mean,
Well, I mean,
I would think. I don't think anybody's going to draft one that's only, like Wisconsin. I don't think. I don't think there are any anymore. Now that Culver's is everywhere.
yeah, I would agree.
yeah, but there's a lot of West Coast places that aren't around here.
Right, but I don't think we're also going to be drafting many West Coast places because we don't have the familiarity with them. So I'm not sure. Well, I mean, if somebody says one, if Chris drafts one, and you guys don't think it's a fast food joint, then we just put it to a vote and we just do it quick like that. So
Okay.
let me get the order here.
No.
Speak. Number 4.
These are actually all colored, and when they show up on camera, they're white. You just look. He's blue.
Me, not number 1 this time. The 3 spot. Chris, number 2. Looks like Ben at number 1. What is going on in somebody's house? Ben.
Me and Chris are on mute, so it's got to be bad.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, sorry. Dogs got in the room.
Well, what did they start doing? Eating your leg?
Chewing on a bone.
Oh. Hey, can you mute your floor mic where your dogs are? Oh, so now everybody's muted. So now it's just me. Awesome.
Well,
It's a great
it's
show,
Ben's
guys.
first pick, so we'll have to bear through it.
Yeah, Ben, you are the first pick.
I'll try to
so
mute in between.
Let me minimize this so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So Ben, number 1 pick overall, is it pretty much set in stone where you're going to go for best fast food restaurant?
No, it is not. This is one where I feel like you could have a multitude of things, and it's going to come down to what each person's own likes and dislikes are. So,
Right.
I'm gonna go with one that's our Wisconsin-based brand. That's Culver's. Love the butter burgers. One of the best burgers I've ever had out there. And the fact that we have them down here was just a little bit of frosting on top of the cake. No,
How far
not
away
right.
are you? How far away are you from Culver's, Ben?
10 minutes.
It's a little closer than I'm at.
Yeah, we're not too bad. There's one up in Dahlonega.
Old Dahlonega.
Yep.
All right. So Ben's going with Culver's. So I think I probably would have picked Culver's. Chris, what about you? If you had the number 1 pick, were you going to go Culver's, or are we going to find out what your number 1 pick would have been?
I didn't have like an order coming in, but I don't think Culver's would not have been my number 1. No.
Okay. Deac, what about you? Would you have gone Culver's number 1 or something else?
No.
Oh,
Something
interesting. Okay. Well, Chris, you have the number 2 pick, so I guess if Culver as well, you have your opportunity to take your number 1 team.
Yep, I'll go with Taco Bell.
Go Bell. Oh, why Taco Bell?
It's everywhere. It's cheap. It's always open. It's a little bit of everything. Just the wife loves it. Helps out a lot.
Hey,
Easy
that helps
pick'em.
out.
That helps a lot of arguments. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So,
You're also a gamer, a bit of a gamer in some senses.
Totally.
So Taco Bell is kind of the spot for gamers. I like it. I like that. I like that pick. It seems to be they always have some type of giveaway for PlayStation or Xbox or something,
Oh,
some
like-
video game. Huh?
Late night drinkers and gamers. I like
I was
it.
wondering what the gamer thing was like. Do they have consoles in the stores or what? I don't.
A lot of
No, it's
promotions, I
like,
think, partnership or
yeah.
something.
Well, and it's geared towards, they always partner with Mountain Dew and all the different gaming stuff. Yeah. When I did see commercials, it was Taco Bell always had some type of gaming commercial going on. So, but yeah, that would be a late night drinking spot for me. Not to actually drink there, but after
Just think
drinking.
if you could drink at Taco Bell.
it would be worse than it is. Okay, I guess I don't know. The thing is I don't really ever eat there because I don't necessarily like it. So I'm going to go with two places. First of which only because of where I live, and that's Chick-fil-A. And when I said two, I guess I have to wait to see what Deac picks. So I'm going to pick Chick-fil-A. Here in Georgia, in the home of Chick-fil-A, everybody seems to love it. I'm a little indifferent on it, but that'll be my pick, the third overall. So, Deac, you have back-to-back picks. What are you going to go with? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking McDonald's. I don't.
Yeah, I should have. I honestly should have. I ate there yesterday, so. Good pick. Surprised it lasted as far as it did.
Quick stat, learned from it on a show called History 101 on Netflix. Also a recommendation that I forgot to bring up that I watched randomly. But 10% of the weekly purchased apples in America are purchased by McDonald's. So out of all the apples in America every week that are sold, 10% are purchased by McDonald's now because of salads and kids' meals and stuff like that.
And apple pies.
Oh, sure. So
yeah.
Just quick, cool little stat, but
that is.
Sorry, keep going,
nice
Deac.
Little tidbit. See, we're giving all the people the knowledge out there. All right, Deac. So that was your first pick. Your second pick, fifth overall, is going to be?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to jump back to McDonald's. The movie Founder. If anybody watched it, it's about McDonald's, is really good.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Trying to think of his name, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, very good movie about McDonald's.
Yep.
But so
They also did Go ahead, Deac. I was just gonna say they also did something on the whole Monopoly game at McDonald's. That was a pretty decent little documentary about the fraud and things that was going on.
Ben loves decent little shows. It's a decent little documentary. Entourage is a nice little show.
Also, golf update: Colin Morikawa wins on the third playoff hole.
Oh, Justin Thomas, he's due.
Supersize Me documentary.
Supersize Me was good. I will agree with Ben though. The Monopoly, was it called Monopoly? Yeah, it was HBO, but I think it went somewhere else. I think it's on Hulu now.
Could have been, yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but it was good.
Yeah, it's on. I watched it when it first came out on HBO, and then I believe though I saw it on Hulu, so that is available as well to watch. That was a real scandal that happened during the Monopoly game that we all used to play. So definitely worth a watch. So Deac, second pick.
Subway.
Subway. All right.
I believe Subway is the most stores in the country.
Yep. It has more stores than McDonald's. People would probably think it would be the other way around, but okay. Well, that leaves it open to me when I thought I had back-to-back picks. So I'm going to go with the one that I wanted, and that is where I would choose to eat over Chick-fil-A, especially for a chicken sandwich. Spicy chicken from Wendy's, I believe, is the best chicken sandwich in the fast food market. So I'm going with Wendy's. All right, Chris, seventh pick, your second overall.
All right, this is getting good. We're gonna go with Chipotle.
We got a nice little draft going here. Chipotle is a good one. I actually honestly didn't even think of it. To be honest, once I got Chick-fil-A stuck in my head, I was like, I have to take it just because of where I live. And I wish I
love
didn't have it.
Chick-fil-A.
I wish I would have gone Chipotle Wendy's or Wendy's Chipotle and not Chick-fil-A. I might get some votes because people love it, but I just personally do not. So it's a tough pick for me to live with.
Home run would have been Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. Home run.
Probably, but Wendy's is the one that I eat. Wendy's is the closest fast food.
Might have
to
got
me,
that though.
the one I go to the most. So I had to go with the one I could have maybe waited on Wendy's, to be honest.
Maybe.
Yeah, Chipotle is a good pick, especially 7th overall. You probably could have gotten Taco Bell with the 7th pick and gone Chipotle 2nd. And I think Chipotle is a better 2nd than Taco Bell is.
Fair enough.
Either way, doesn't matter. So Ben, you have the 8th pick, your 2nd overall. Give me that pick, and then we'll show the board.
Popeyes.
Popeyes. All right, so Ben goes Popeyes. That finishes the 2nd round. Let me show y'all where we're at here. All right. So Ben has Culver's and Popeyes. You guys see it? I haven't seen your face. There you go. Chris went with Taco Bell, Chipotle. I have Chick-fil-A and Wendy's. Deac has McDonald's and Subway. So that's how the board currently stands. I don't think any clear runaways. Chris has got a pretty solid squad, but Deac's got the two that are out there the most, McDonald's and Subway. But that's not necessarily a good thing. I think people have started to, turn their back on certain places, and they may eat out a lot, but won't eat at, say McDonald's or something like that. So we'll see how that goes down in the voting. This will be available on our Twitter at @rest_field. So Ben, number 9 pick now, your back-to-back pick. Who are you going with your 3rd pick?
Jimmy John's.
Interesting choice. Is there a certain reason?
I just felt like I wanted to get a sub place, and I felt like they were one of the best ones out there. I would rather do Jimmy John's over Subway.
Are there a lot?
Yeah, I feel like they're everywhere.
Sub places? Not Jimmy John's. I'm just talking, like you said, you wanted to get a sub place, as if like, like people are going to be voting based on which sub place we have on our list.
No.
Once Subway was gone, I don't think Jimmy John's is. I'm not saying I would rather eat at Jimmy John's or Subway. I just don't know that it's enough of a differentiator from Subway to where people are going to be like, oh, well, I was going to take Deac's team, but Ben's got Jimmy John's, and I like Jimmy John's more than Subway.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think people would.
You think so?
Yeah. I've known some people that are like all Jimmy John's or all Subway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, certainly, right? I mean, the same way that I eat my chicken sandwiches from Wendy's over Chick-fil-A, but I guess I'm not really helping my cause because I've drafted both of them. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. There was another draft that we had earlier, and I forget what happened, where there was a choice made similar to this, where I don't know if it was enough of a different. It was, I think, root beer, and maybe there was Barks and A&W. I don't know if it's enough of a differentiator. See you, Ben. Welcome back, Ben. Anyways, I digress.
They are freaky fast. So
They are. Do they still have their commercials out there?
I don't know.
Not many.
I feel like they were like radio commercials more than anything.
Probably, yeah, like radio spots.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, Chris, you have your 3rd pick, 10th overall. Which spot you going with?
I'm going to go with Arby's. I love it. It always hits the spot. You can't go wrong. They have a great variety, so very happy to see them fall to me.
Darn it all to heck.
By the way, monster squad, guys. Wait till my next pick. I mean, it's over. I'm calling it. Stacked.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. I am going to go. I think there's another one that's going to fall to me. So I'm going to go Dairy Queen here. Nobody has, well, Culver's is there. But I think everybody grew up with going to Dairy Queen for ice cream, and the fact that they also have a full menu at most places. I like them as a third pick. I like the value there. So Deac, you have back-to-back picks to finish out your team. Which way are you going to go? Deac's looking perplexed as he melts into his background.
I am going with Little
There's a moment you completely disappeared.
Pizza.
Ooh, Little Caesars. I was actually going to pick them, but I didn't. Is it SER or SAR? I think it's ER, right?
It's EASAR.
EASAR?
Caesar, yeah, Caesars.
I was actually going to pick them, but I thought that I personally love Little Caesars, and I may be going there as soon as we get done here to grab one for myself. But I didn't know if people, because so many people have become pizza snobs where they only eat certain types, oh, this is a great pizza place, and I won't eat Domino's, and I don't eat, it's got to be New York style. And I'm like, take me to Little Caesars. I'll have a pizza, and I'll probably eat most of it before you even get yours ordered and at your table at whatever fancy place you have to go to. I just felt like I would maybe lose votes by taking Little Caesars, even though I personally like it.
Yeah, I think the snobs of the world, food snobs, are the ones that will say, I don't like this restaurant, but late at night, go there.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it's Ben. I mean, Ben is always like, he's always telling me, Jackie and I, we went to this, it was this Eastern Shore Caribbean place. And I'm like, so Caribbean food? Well, it's Eastern Shore Caribbean, so it's different than like regular Caribbean. And we paid about $175 a plate. Waters were free though, so that was nice. It was a nice little dinner that we had. That's Ben. And then he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm just having lunch. Oh, what are you having? I'm having a Jack's Pizza. Like, what? Okay. Ben is 100% a food snob that goes to all these different places, but then would just much rather have a Jack's Pizza.
Awesome.
I don't know what Western Caribbean food is. I've never heard of
that. I'm sure you'll find a place. I'm just kidding. Ben goes to lots of cool places though. I live vicariously through him. Deac, you have one pick to round out your squad. Which fast food restaurant?
This is a hard one because I think my picks are viewed as like the three trash places.
I was gonna say like they're like the three staples that have been around the longest, and we all have places that have come from McDonald's, Subway, and Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Like you have the staples that maybe people view as trashy because they've just been around for so long.
I think if you were to eat at my three places, you definitely pound on the most cals.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But so the last one here I'm going to pick.
If you take Hardee's, then I think it's you've rounded out the squad.
We'll even give you Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
What about the Big Whopper and the Little Whopper?
Ooh, the King.
Right.
Wow,
I'm not taking them.
And Burger King on the same squad.
I'm not taking them. This one's up for debate. My actual pick, probably. I'm not sure. It's listed in my list, and I'm going with Starbucks.
It's listed on mine too. I'm okay with it.
Interesting.
I wasn't even thinking. Thumbs down. I can pick another one. It don't matter.
Well, Ben can vote on it. If Ben's fine with it, then it's through. If not, then it comes down to my vote.
I would say, it's coffee. I guess, are we allowing that? Sure.
So you're saying no. Oh. That's a no.
Are you voting no?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you're voting no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, gosh, I was actually assuming, because Ben typically just goes with whatever. He doesn't like to make a stand. So I was assuming the vote was going to be over. I don't know how I feel about it because I go to Starbucks all the time. And I do eat there.
I do have a backup that's readily available.
Can't say Dunkin' then.
No.
And here's my confusion is that, well, like Dunkin', they at least make their donuts.
Yeah, I would say Dunkin' is a donut place. Starbucks,
Right.
I mean,
Just like Krispy
I know
Kreme
they have
make donuts.
Yeah,
Their list, Krispy Kreme's on my list, but Starbucks doesn't make any of their stuff. All their food's delivered to them. They just heat it up. Now, you could say some of these other places probably get their stuff delivered to them and they just heat it up too.
Okay, let me make this easy, and I'll just repick, and I'll just
Okay,
add.
I was gonna say no.
I'll just add to my calorie list. And I'm going KFC, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we might have made your squad better with KFC over Starbucks. Knowing
That was my last pick.
Oh, swiped away. I was worried. I was worried my pick might go. I like the KFC pick. That's a great value at 4, at your number 14, 13 overall. With number 14, my last pick, I'm going to go with Five Guys. One of the better fries that you can find out there. I think their burgers are awesome. They're too big. I mean, it's like too much because you can get everything on it. Super greasy, which is always good.
Big in Minnesota.
Five Guys is?
I think it's pretty well known nationwide.
Yeah, I have one just down the street.
Yeah, I know, but I think their headquarters is Minnesota.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them there. So, like, a Quick Trip is headquarters in La Crosse, and every block on La Crosse there's a Quick Trip.
Are you peeing in the corner or something?
Feeding my dogs.
Oh. Gotcha. All right. Well, Chris, you now have the chance to round out your squad. Which fast food place are you going with?
Yeah, a little transition. I definitely, maybe thought KFC would fall. So I'm going to have to go with a little trendier one. Hopefully, maybe we travel more, but we're going to go with Shake Shack.
I don't know that I've ever been to one.
Chris, you snaked the last 2 picks from me. Shake Shack and Chipotle were the ones I was hoping were going to come back.
Shake Shack's really, first off, I appreciate that. That means they're a great pick. Yeah. And second, Shake Shack, if you eat there, it's it's definitely up and coming, but it's great breakfast. You would love the breakfast. Actually, next time I see you and we go to a meeting, I'm going to buy you their breakfast. It's so good. And we're going to come back and we'll rate it. We're going to do that.
Why? So it's a place called Shake Shack. Wouldn't they be known for like their shakes?
They are.
I would say they're well known for the shakes, yes. But so I think we're going to eat breakfast. Well, because I want to sell you more than just an ice cream place.
Yeah,
but they're going to try to compete with all your burgers and your chicken sandwich type of meals. Like,
can you see us all right? That was creepy. No, I'm just.
Ace Ventura
Am I doing this right? Am I doing this? Can you guys hear me? I'm not a huge breakfast person. Like for me, you give me eggs, toast, I'm fine. If I don't eat breakfast, I'm fine. I don't eat breakfast most mornings, so I don't know that you're going to sell me on Shake Shack with breakfast.
So I think I'm pretty sure that me, you, and Chris ate at Shake Shack in Las Vegas, Jason.
Oh, and in that big food court, like one of the first days?
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been. I have no idea where. I think I got pizza.
Well, maybe you didn't eat there, but I did eat there, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I got pizza. I could have eaten there. I don't know. I've eaten at a Steak and Shake, but again, not necessarily eaten there. It's only gotten the shake because I'm a big ice cream guy. So
actually, I changed everything I said. I'm gonna get you an ice cream at, Shake Shack.
Literally this morning, I had a pint of ice cream for breakfast. So you can get me their ice cream for breakfast, and you might win me over.
Consider it done.
Perfect. Yeah, make a note. I like it. Okay, Shake Shack it is. I don't even know if there's one near me. I'd have to look.
There's one in Buckhead, I think, is the closest.
Oh, well, that is nowhere near me or you.
No, it's not.
Interesting. Okay. So Ben, you're going to round out our fast food restaurant draft. Who are you going with? You don't have Chipotle. You don't have Shake Shack.
Yeah.
You have Jimmy John's though. So
I do. Yeah.
Your typical fall apart at pick 3 and 4. Who are you going with that awesome 4 pick?
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the classic mall food court pizza in Sbarro's.
Terrible pick. What in the world?
Oh, it's
Every time I used to go to the mall to visit Deac when he worked there, we'd always get a slice from Sbarro's. Pick up a slice.
Probably because there weren't many other options.
Still good.
It was a
So
big
good.
mall, actually. There was plenty of options.
A lot of options. Still go to Sbarro.
Why does this always happen to you?
It also no longer exists.
Culver's, Popeyes with Jimmy John's and Sbarro. When we already have a Subway, we already have Little Caesars off the board.
Sbarro's better.
Pizza Hut.
Better than
Domino's.
Right.
No, Sbarro.
Which I wouldn't have considered Pizza Hut or Domino's fast food, but
hey,
still.
can I request something from the guys here? We let them repick because I think Sbarro's is officially closed. Like I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah, it might honestly be. Ben,
What?
how about
Sbarro's isn't around anymore?
No.
They gotta be. They're around. We're keeping that pick because I want it to hurt.
All right, yeah, I actually want this to be on Twitter. Look at this, Ben. 2 weeks off, same old Ben.
Some things never change.
And the thing is we knew this was the draft 2 weeks ago, so plenty of time to prep.
The list in front of me is...
Okay. All right. Well, to round this out here, Ben went with Culver's, Popeyes, Jimmy John's, and Sbarro. Chris, Taco Bell, Chipotle, Arby's, Shake Shack. I had Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Dairy Queen, Five Guys, and Deac with McDonald's, Subway, Little Caesars, and KFC. We typically do this. So who's got the upper hand that is not your squad? So let's start with Ben because he's got 3 to pick from that are all better than his. So Ben, who do you like as the favorite between me, Chris, and Deac?
Well, Chris snaked my Chipotle and Arby's and Shake Shack. So I'm going to go with Chris.
Okay. Chris or Deac, you guys think anybody's got an upper hand here?
Smart choice, Ben. Smart choice.
I think Chris has got a pretty good team. I mean, just for me personally, he lost me on Shake Shack just because I don't know that I've ever eaten there. So I guess because of that, I would go with Deac as a front runner. I eat at Deac's restaurants more than any of the others. Actually, even more than my own team. I eat at his top 3 more than any of the other restaurants. So I'll go with Deac's. Deac, any thoughts?
First, I want to make a correction. Five Guys is actually headquartered in Virginia, but there's an office in Minnesota.
Got you.
And I think between Chris and Jason, I'm going with Jason for the same reason why you went with my team, because I would just eat at those more often. For me, there isn't any Shake Shacks around here, so the only time I've eaten at those is when I was out west. So
Chris, do you want to give some love to Sbarro's, or are you going to give Deac or myself the overall front runner? Because right now we have a vote for the 3 of us, no votes for Ben currently. So Chris, you can even us all out or decide who is the favorite in the field.
Yeah, no, I'm not voting. Ben, I'm sorry, man. You lost me again. It's okay. No big deal. People might think otherwise. You know what? You guys got good teams. I'd probably eat just as much on your teams. I think, again, I'm biased. I like the quality and like the variety of mine, but you know, you guys got some home run picks on, especially Deac. Got all 4 kind of major categories. So good stuff. I guess if I had a vote, I'll go with I go with Deac.
All right. So Deac's the overall front runner after 2 weeks off. We're coming back. Deac being the heavy hitter. Ben screwing up our number 1 overall pick again. Not the actual pick.
Fourth
at
place,
number
here we
1.
come.
But, well, we'll see. We shall see. This will be live on Twitter here once we get this up and running. We'll have the show up on YouTube. So check us out at rest_field and at our YouTube channel. You guys don't even know. I didn't even tell you. I did get rid of our Instagram. I simply didn't use it enough because it was too hard to cut apart clips and do things like that. And there were no pictures that were associated with our squad. So Instagram is now gone. But I'm thinking about, now that Mr. Deac, Mr. Justin Matzik, is on Facebook, I think the rest of the field should be on Facebook now. So weird. A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. Deac's got a new job. He's on Facebook. He's wearing button downs. Didn't even wear a hat to the show. Lots is happening. So we'll think about maybe putting a Facebook page out there instead of, and then we can get around to Instagram when we're better at cutting apart the videos. So
Hey,
look for that. Go ahead.
we almost done here. I need to go grab some Sabaros and watch the rest of the golf match here.
Golf is over. I told you that.
Oh yeah.
Colin Morikawa.
Oh,
So
dang
is
it. What am I going to watch my Sabaros with?
The tournament. The tournament's on.
Sabaro was the pick from little, what was it? Whitey. Pick up a slice.
You know, actually, I can remember the last time I traveled. Like, we're always in a car, and people are like, "Well, what's coming up in the next town?" I'm 99% sure Sabaros has never come up, so it must just be a good mall food.
Yeah, it's mall food or airport if they're still around.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big if, I think, with that one. So
Sorry, Ben. Sorry for the non-love, man. It's all good.
So check out Twitter. We're going to have our 2-man squad up there so you can vote on who you think is going to win that, who has the best 2-man squad. And then we'll also have the best fast food restaurant choices up there and vote for your winner there. Let us know who we left off. Let us know who you think Ben should have taken with his last pick, because we'd love to hear a decent answer from somebody, because Ben obviously can't come up with one. So with that, let's round it out. We are the rest of the field. Ignore the rest of the field on Instagram. That is no longer there. That account has been deleted. I'm sorry for all of you like 7 Instagram followers that we had. My name is Jason Gorman with Chris Weiler, Deac, and Ben Christensen. We are the rest of the field. Thank you for tuning in. I don't think it's going to be 2 weeks till the next time we're back. So hopefully it's just next weekend. And with that, we're out.